Hello and welcome to Gearing Up. This is episode 18.
Put a little pep in your step.
I'm Peppy. They call me Pepperoni. Hello, welcome back
Who is
to
they?
everyone but you. You don't know about my nicknames.
Really? Everyone calls you Pepperoni?
Yeah. Anyways, welcome back to Gearing Up. I am Greg, the host, and I'm joined by my not so willing but always here co-host that I don't think she wants to be here, but she's here. She's sitting on her phone, so we may or may not get anything from her this evening, but that is okay, because you know what? We're going to do this. I actually have some notes. We're going to be organized this time. We have a topic. It's not just going to be random rambling. Might include a little bit of April yawning, but yeah. So, I wanted to just open up this episode with some quick thoughts, April.
Okay.
And I think that you will find them funny.
Mm-hmm.
Not funny. Funny's not the right word. Upsetting?
Really?
Maybe is the right word? Yeah. So, we have reviews, right?
Oh, no. We got bad reviews?
We got a bad review.
Why?
Does that make you sad a little
Don't
bit?
tell me.
Yeah, so, but
What does it
we were at a 4.9 earlier, and now we're at a 5, so I don't really, we got a 3-star review.
What does it say?
Well, it's part of the reason that I wanted to make some notes today. And
because we've been getting off topic too much.
So I just want to read this, and I absolutely, when I first saw it, I was like, oh man, that stinks.
Yeah.
But then I was like, you know what? They make some great points.
Okay.
Okay, so the title for this review is Not Bad, Not Great. 3 out of 5 stars.
Oh.
Right?
I don't like this episode.
This is a good idea for the show. I do like hearing the female perspective in a male-dominated sort of industry.
Oh.
You guys are cute and fun, but need to stay focused on a topic.
Oh.
April seems fun, but doesn't seem enthused and like she really doesn't want to be there. Funny you should say that. I mentioned recording the podcast a few minutes ago, and April said, I hate the podcast. Can you tell us why, April?
It's a checklist item.
Yeah, April's really weird. She's got checklists in her head, and when I add items, it just looms over her. She wants to just veg out and look at Instagram.
I am gonna be so sad for like a week straight now.
Okay, well that's okay. So I was doing some thinking today, and I was writing down some notes because I did have a topic that I wanted to discuss, but I thought, man, I should nail down some notes.
Really focus now.
And so I decided to set a show structure. And I think this is what we're going to try to stick to from now on.
Okay.
So the show structure is kind of as follows. And it's not a concrete, like this first, it's going to be like an opening and overview, maybe some quick thoughts. And today's quick thought is like this review. So we're just kind of going over it and talking about it. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what's going to be on this episode, what you can expect. So on today's episode, we're going to go over the structure of the show, and then we're going to execute each of those items. I don't want to tell you exactly what's going to be in this episode because it'll kind of be explained when we go over the structure. And so I've got a more definite structure now, and that's it. Another quick thought before we move on to the next bullet on the show structure is we got some new artwork. What do you think of that new artwork? If you didn't see it, go check out my Instagram, GTDone, and you can see the new artwork.
I like it.
You like it? What do you like about it?
I don't know.
Did I put you on the spot? So in case you guys missed it, it's a totally
I like
redesigned.
That it has the microphone with the knife coming out.
Yeah. So
the microphone is a knife.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen the logo, definitely go check out my story. It's, the text has been redesigned, and it's just more of a logo / icon now, which is great. And there is a microphone above Gearing Up, and the microphone is also a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
It's just a clever kind of combination of things, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm proud of it. I had a lot of help with it, which was really great, and I'm very happy with that. I ordered some new stickers, and here we are. You're very quiet right now. What's wrong? Do you
I'm
have some other thoughts?
sad
Why are you sad?
because I mean you can't please everybody, but
No, but I'm glad we got some honest feedback. I think
well, you could have
honesty
told
is
me before
good.
you turned on the
Nope,
microphone and made me
nope.
all sad
Real
about
and
it.
raw and unfiltered. Don't let it get you down. Just learn from it. Pep up.
I
I'm gonna
know,
call you Mrs.
but
Pepperoni.
April, but okay, you started this podcast
Uh huh.
to talk about carry stuff.
Sure.
Did you or did you not?
I would go as far to say no.
You think no?
I don't think I started this just to talk about everyday carry stuff. It's just kind of what I do. I mean, that's just kind of what I'm into, and that's the people that
Did you
follow
just
me.
flex at me?
I thought I had something on my arm. Yes, I can see how that looks like a flex. No, uh, I just feel like that's what gets a really great response. So, I mean, don't you remember when we first started? I was gonna do like an episode
I
about life, an
know,
episode
and
about
I
gear.
was gonna involve myself in the life because
Mm-hmm.
gear. I mean, I
It's just not your thing,
uh,
and that's
I
fine.
don't care if you carry a knife or you carry a pry bar. I don't care.
Yeah.
So it makes it hard. Now I'm just sad.
But your input and your perspective, I know you don't care about what I carry, but like your input and your feedback and bouncing off of you is, I think it's good.
Okay, well,
All right.
I'm in it. I'm in it. I'm in it.
All right. No, it's been almost 7 minutes, not a minute.
No, I'm in it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, you're here. So
I don't want to be like Eeyore, so
show
let's just pep it
show
up.
structure is going to be kind of, again, this overview intro section. Today we're going to talk about, here's some quick thoughts. The next chunk is going to be a weekly account shout out. So when I was doing those episodes by myself, which I'd like to continue doing, I have fun doing them and they seem to be okay. I was doing like 3 to 5 featured accounts, just all kind of centered around a theme, and I may still do that. But I also wanted to shout out, like, once a week, hey, let's highlight an account that needs some loving, or maybe doesn't need loving.
How many are
but
you highlighting?
Just one,
Oh.
once a week.
Okay.
Once, one per episode.
Okay.
And then the next chunk is going to be our topic of the day, and then we'll start winding down with a Q&A.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll close out, and that's it.
Okay. And what's the estimated time frame?
25 to 30 minutes.
Okay. Well, I know they always end up longer, so I was just wondering.
Oh, well, we won't go too long. Anyways, let's knock out this week's account shout out.
Okay.
So I'm going to,
I would like to shout out. I'm just kidding.
if you have an account, by all means,
No,
you go ahead.
not that would be involved with the EDC.
Oh, do you have an account that's not
No.
that you'd want to shout out?
No.
All right. So this week's shout out goes to, drum roll, please. You sound like Ellie. This week's, sorry, maybe laugh. This week's shout out goes to EDC Jake.
Okay.
Just simple. EDC Jake. No dots, no underscores, no nothing.
Nothing.
EDC
Let me
Jake.
see.
Jake has been an acquaintance and I follow him. He follows me for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And he really does a great job with like traditional hand dump pictures, usually really crisp, very on point with color. His gear is just insane. It's got some really good stuff. So I just like what he does, and I like seeing what he puts out. So huge shout out to Jake,
Good
EDC
job,
Jake.
Jake.
And if you're not already following Jake, go give him a follow. You will not be disappointed. Really cool content over there. So let's move into today's topics.
Okay.
We have one topic. And it's something that's been getting a lot of attention in the everyday carry community lately. And I don't like it. And it's irritating. And it's annoying and it's obnoxious. But we're going to talk about banned hashtags. Dun dun dun.
What's a band?
What is ban? BANNED, banned, as in not allowed.
Oh.
Okay, so you know that I like buy and sell and stuff a lot on Instagram, right?
Yes.
So there's certain hashtags that we use to make sure they're hidden or make sure they're shown, right?
Mhm.
So if you wanted to see pictures of, I don't know, what's something you'd want to see, but what's a hashtag you would look at?
Farmhouse.
Farmhouse, right? So you want to, oh, hey, I'm going to save that one. That's a good idea, whatever. Well, knife sale works the same way, right?
Yeah.
So this is the message that people have been getting lately. So what does it say? You want to read it out?
This hashtag is hidden. Posts for knife sale have been limited because the community has reported some content that may not meet Instagram's community guidelines.
Okay. So, and this is the case with a lot of knife-ish hashtags. So I have a block of hashtags that I generally use.
Yeah, I know.
It's all in a keyboard shortcut, so I don't have to type them every time.
Long.
Rude. And I went through when this was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I pulled all the knife-related ones out. So knife community, knifestagram,
Knifestagram.
knives of EDC. Yeah, anything.
One.
That was one. I don't know if it still is.
Did you make that up?
No.
Oh.
No. But anything that was knife related, I got out of. So there's still like everyday carry and hand up and all that stuff. But anything that actually had the word knife in it, I took out.
Why?
Because Instagram has a tendency to overreact and it's not Instagram's fault. I think it's part of the algorithm, and I think they're trying to serve the greater good. But when an account posts inappropriate content or something gets reported, or in this case, knife sale, that hashtag, obviously somebody was reporting stuff. They start to limit that content. And I have a decent following. I say decent following, but like that's where a lot of my interaction is on Instagram. So I don't want to do anything that's going to put my account in jeopardy. So I'm just staying away from it. That being said, I feel like there's a lot of people overreacting. Like, people are freaking out. They're like, oh my God, go follow me on Twitter. I started a Twitter just in case Instagram shuts down the knife community. And it's,
I saw your Twitter post.
And I just made that because somebody else did, and I was like, well, you guys should go follow me on Twitter too, because I do still use my Twitter.
How is Instagram gonna shut down the knife
community?
Right.
So there's this idea there's this fear that they will start suppressing people or banning, shutting down, closing accounts that post things with knives in them. Tag.
Why?
It's a whole political. Left wing, right wing. Oh my God, we don't like knives.
So are we? I know you're still talking. Is the knife sale hashtag are we only doing one hashtag, or you're doing multiple?
We're just
hashtags?
Speaking kind of in generalities. I don't know. We're just speaking generally here.
Okay.
Knife sale isn't the only one that's hidden right now or as of late.
I gotcha.
And I've seen some people making some really interesting points, and I think that. I wish I would have screenshotted it, but I wasn't thinking of this whenever I saw the story on Instagram. But somebody posted, there were people showing like super cut open hands and super blood, like a knife cut them open, and they were using those hashtags, and that's what goes against Instagram. So I don't know what I feel like there's a bunch of people that are trying to act like they know what the right answer is, and I don't think anybody knows what the right answer is. And people are, oh God, they banned all these hashtags, and now my interaction is is declining. Well, I've had weeks or months where it is slow, where it does go down, and I think it's just easy to jump on the, well, Instagram's shutting us down bandwagon. I can't remember the name of that other app that everybody tried to act like they were going to go to for a little while. I feel like this happens in cycles, though. I feel like it happens over and over again.
Okay. I had a thought, but it's off topic.
Okay, what's your thought off topic?
Well, the whole everybody posts the Instagram. If Instagram shuts us down tomorrow, or no, not shuts down. Instagram does not have the right to use my pictures.
Oh God!
And blah blah blah, whatever it is.
The privacy notice one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you're talking about Instagram. Made me think.
Well, no. So that's loosely related, in just in the sense that there's just this kind of
Fear.
mob mentality that grows really quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and there's so many people that will see something and not look into it, and it's the same as like scrolling down Facebook and seeing a random headline and getting your facts from headlines
Mm-hmm.
without reading it, without, because
Mm-hmm.
if you think about it, headlines and media in general, their goal is to get you to click. Their goal is to get you to read.
Clickbait.
So they're a clickbait. Yeah, that's exactly where that comes from. They're going to create a headline that is eye-catching and it is provoking. And I think now the way social media, everybody consumes everything so quickly. I think now it's common to just scroll, scroll, scroll. Oh crap! Oh, there's a one random sentence, and then you just stick that in your back pocket, and then when the topic comes up again, well, hey, did you see that? Blah 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 blah.
It's kind of like the game of telephone.
Oh, for sure. And anyways, not that that's necessarily like the banned hashtags, but I think the idea of just this fear spread. Oh my God, Instagram's gonna start shutting us down, and I okay. Part of me says, so what? Like, okay, if they do, I'll just open a new account and I'll start over. It is what it is. Um,
Well,
what?
that sounds like a lot of work.
Sure. I mean, yeah. Again, you don't want to. I think it's bad to limit yourself to one platform.
And then if you just start over, then they're gonna do it again. I mean, if they're actually gonna do,
Sure.
they'll just find you and do it again.
Yeah, and that's why I think like it's a little bit blown out of proportion. I think people go a little bit crazy.
A little bit. Yep.
Hang on. Sorry, I'm checking my page.
Well, do, and I'm the one that doesn't want to be here.
Don't be rude. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Um I jumped in on a raffle real quick, so I'm just trying to make sure I didn't win. Maybe y'all will hear my live reaction on the podcast. Shout out EDC Alabama. I've mentioned you before. Wear knives.
Hey, you
Yeah.
need to stay focused.
Okay, sorry, staying on topic. Anyway, so I just wanted to address this idea of like banned hashtags and everybody freaking out about it, and I really genuinely don't think there's a need to be freaked out. I think that post what you post, and somebody made the point of, well, we all use these same hashtags, so now all of it, it's like, but okay, go through your I try to go, and again, this is kind of what I do for work too, where I manage the socials and the interactions there. I try to go through maybe once a month and refresh some of my hashtags.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always, but I try to stay on top of them, and I try to look at what
Hashtags. Some people get really out of line with hashtags.
some people go bananas with hashtags. Like, yeah, hashtags are not designed. They're not intended for you to
Hashtag a sentence.
hashtags a whole sentence. Yeah, that's not the goal.
Anyway, you refresh your hashtags.
I try to stay on top of refreshing them, and I try to. I think that this is not a solution for hashtags or suppressed content or anything, but I think if you want a gauge of what your interaction should be, post consistently, interact on your own posts when people comment, interact on other people's posts. I've tried my best to start using my story a lot.
Yeah.
Because I may get 150 likes on a picture, but I'd have 450 people view something on my story. So there's just to me.
But just because you got 150 likes doesn't mean only 150 people saw it.
No, but I can tell with my story that more, there is a significant, holy son of a bee. I think I just won this knife.
Listen.
GT done, Greg, you won.
What?
Congratulations.
Oh snap! Hang on, recording the podcast
Oh,
right now.
I'm not sure if he knows that.
listen back to hear
He's in here though.
when.
Okay, Greg, you're in the middle of something.
Dale didn't do it for you this time.
Anyways, so
Congratulations, Greg. You won.
okay, all right. I'm closing this out now. This is super cool. I'm stoked. All right, I'm so glad I went in on that, and it was for a good cause.
Hey,
Not a good cause, but trying to help someone out. Anyways, go ahead.
you go ahead.
Oh, I'm
You
so
got
stoked now.
real
That
distracted.
I
Are
just,
you taking
I
your criticism to
Oh
heart?
my god, I am, but that was just great time. Oh my god, I'm all tingly now. I've been wanting one of the wear knives, and now I just got one. Holler.
Do you even remember where you left off?
Kind
No.
of.
No.
Anyways, let's close out our discussion on banned hashtags. My 2 cents on the whole issue is calm down. Instagram's not going anywhere. Your account's not getting shut down. And if it does, it's probably because you were doing some hood rat shit you shouldn't have been doing.
Okay.
Fair?
Yes. What are you doing right now?
I am moving on to our Q&A section.
Your notes are on your phone.
No, the questions are on my phone.
Okay. Go ahead.
Is that fair? All right. So what I really want to do.
This is not going to be a good one
Why?
because you brought me on here.
And your headphones keep hitting the mic cable? Is that
No,
it?
they weren't hitting them.
Yes, it was.
You brought me on here,
Uh-huh.
and then you
I gave
told
you a bad
me
review, and so
bad news,
and so now you're
and
kind
now
of
you're distracted.
Anyways, let's just try to lighten the mood with some questions.
Okay.
I know.
Go ahead.
So I don't know if what I think I'm gonna do is probably once a week I will post up a ask me anything, and I mean genuinely ask me anything. Ask me something about life, me, you, us, anything. Gear doesn't matter, and I'm gonna go through and
Okay.
I'll answer. And I may ask them. We generally record on Sundays. I think we're gonna try to look at changing that because I don't think you do well with.
I don't do well on Sundays.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna change that, but I'll try to do it 5 or 6 days in advance, and maybe just pick 1 or 2 questions that are really good.
Okay.
But I do want to run through all of these right now because these were all kind of fun. So I'm just gonna start at the bottom. Why buy a $100 bottle opener or pry bar? Somebody just asked me this question. So.
Yeah. Why?
Money's one of those things. It's very subjective, and it very much depends on you and who you are, and everybody's situation is different. 5 years ago, if you asked me to buy a $100 bottle opener, I would have told you were crazy. You were absolutely bananas.
Uh-huh.
That being said, now that I've spent some time in the hobby and with the people, and I understand the materials and the workmanship and all of that stuff. It's more than just. I mean, I carry a bottle opener of some sort with me every day, whether it's built into my pry bar or it's part of a Swiss Army knife, and I don't open bottles every day, but it's more than just that piece of gear. It's the same reason you would spend $500 on a pair of sunglasses or $100 on a pair of sunglasses, for that matter. If it's something you use and something you like, then you can justify the cost. Do you agree?
Yeah.
I mean, the same as asking, why would you buy an expensive purse?
You always bring up my purse.
Yeah, well. Next question. Lanyards, yay or nay? Beads, question mark? Okay, lanyards, sometimes.
And
Beads,
you like beads on
sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. I have some stuff with lanyards that doesn't have beads.
Mm-hmm.
My taste in beads has changed. I think lanyards are cool. They definitely add a certain kind
I
of
like
flair.
leather ones.
I've really been enjoying leather as well lately, so most of my lanyards are leather. Again, it's just a personal preference kind of thing. I don't really think some people will argue that they add function. I don't think so.
Function how?
Well, it gives you a little more to grip onto,
Something to
or you
hold.
can grab it
Yeah.
and pull it out of your
I
pocket.
see.
And it's like, yeah, okay, but I don't ever use them for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think lanyards are cool. I think beads are great. I'm a huge Scoopy Loops fan. I like Armstrong Metalworks. Shout out to those guys. They do some killer work. And Turning Point Metalworks, who made my pineapple bead. Super cool. All right. So lots of folks commenting about overpriced items in the EDC world. Your thoughts? So this kind of goes back to that first question. Again, price is relative. I think if you you don't know the market and know your audience, and you price way high, then you're screwed. But again, high is. I mean, I look at some of the Andy Frankart stuff that pops up. That's it's a titanium single fingered nuck for $1,500 or whatever it is. Like, that's nuts. That's absolutely crazy. But to some people, again, that's just normal. So I don't know. I mean, I think part of the argument is price is subjective, but I also think or overpriced is very subjective. But I think that it also depends on, is it something you can justify? Is it something you'll use? Is it something that makes sense?
But everybody spends money on their hobbies.
Right. Yeah, well, and like I said, you use the word overpriced, and so that's what I keep getting hung up on. I think there's a lot of stuff out there that is worth what somebody will pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've put up Scoopy Loop beads that are ivory Delrin, and it's $4 worth of material, and it's a $90 bead, and people are like, what the heck? Why? Man, I'm in the wrong. But and it's like, yeah, but there's way more to it than just what the material is, and it's like your purse is made out of leather, but I know I keep bringing up your purse. I'm sorry.
That's the only expensive thing I have.
But that's the thing. Anyway, so I hope that answers your question. Zach asked me what my favorite cigar is. Well, I don't smoke cigars often. I had a buddy who went to, I don't know, I don't know if they went on a cruise. He went on his honeymoon recently, and he brought me back a Cuban, like legit from Cuba Cuban. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it was actually really enjoyable.
No.
I liked it.
No,
April
man.
hated it. Patina asked me when did your phobia of folding laundry develop? Because remember the last episode we talked about I don't like folding laundry.
Yeah.
Probably as a young child. Actually, I didn't fold laundry. My mom did all the laundry. God bless her for me and my brother and my dad. But we had a 2-story house, and the laundry room was on the bottom floor. It was on the first floor.
Like we have a basement
Yeah.
around here.
And I would always have to carry the clothes up the stairs, and that just like, when you're 8 and carrying up an armful of your dad's work shirts, like that's heavy.
I never really had to do laundry.
Yeah.
I never did. I
You're
didn't.
making up lost time now.
I didn't know how to wash clothes until I moved to college.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to use a washing machine.
That sounds
But
fair.
I did, put my stuff away once my mom had folded it.
Same. All right. Preferred EDC knife length, 3 inches or below. Yeah, I like smaller blades.
You don't like those huge.
I went through a phase of like stupid knives and big knives, and I went past it relatively quickly. If I'm gonna pick one knife right now, I'm really feeling the Spyderco Chaparral.
Really? The Chaparral?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Did I say that wrong?
Yeah, no, that was good. Anyways, I think it's 3 inches or under. It's a small blade. It's thin.
Well, when you told me to look up at Blade HQ, you told me how big I think.
Yeah, small.
I don't remember.
So Jake asked me uses for a hank besides the obvious. I use a handkerchief for anything and everything. I mean, whether it's wiping up snot, which I think is the obvious you're referring to. If you get a cut, if you need to, if you're changing a flat on the side of the road and you need to wipe your hands off to get the grease off of them, or if you need to fold it up into a square and have something to kneel on, whatever comes to mind. I mean, if you need to set your knife down on some concrete to take a picture and you don't want to scratch it, there's uses in every way, shape, and form. You get punched in the face, go get some ice and wrap it up with your handkerchief.
Does that happen often for you?
No, I've never been punched in the face. How to build up a profile at a reasonable rate. So I do social. I
think I should answer this one.
Hang on.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know about that. I do digital media marketing and advertising as a profession, and reasonable rate is what makes this question difficult. There's not like a surefire way, but I mentioned it earlier. I think if you know your audience and pick a lane and stay in that lane, and then you post consistently, and you
stay in your lane.
Well, I mean, it's like I'm not gonna start posting makeup tutorials. Nobody would like that.
You got to do what you're passionate about.
Yeah, you really have to love what you're doing, and when you're doing things just kind of going through the motions, people can tell. So, kind of like April doing
Like
the podcast.
me on the podcast.
But just stay consistent and know your audience, and to kind of avoid some of the struggles that you're gonna don't limit yourself to one platform. I know if you're trying to build it, like it's easy to say I just want to build up my Instagram, but I also have a GT Done Facebook page. Nobody likes it, nobody follows it because I don't spend time over there, and that's something I need to work on. But everything I post to Instagram also post there too. Jake also asked how to start modifying knives. One knife at a time, as soon as you can, is really the most straightforward answer I can give you. It started out as like hey, I want to know if I can do this. I've got something that I saw somebody do, and I want to try to do that to my knife. And fortunately, I found some people that were nice enough to help answer questions and all that. So I sought their advice and listened to it, and I practiced on cheaper knives and I don't work on super high dollar knives. I actually have a knife coming in, a Chris Reeve Sabenza coming in that I had some work done on because I don't want to jack with it because I didn't trust myself. I'm still not self-confident. Jake, I hope that helps. But basically, man, just know what you want to do. Find the right people. I'm always a resource. I know I charge for knife mods and stuff, but I'm always happy to help if anybody has any questions, wants to get into it themselves. So yeah. And the last one comes from my buddy Blaine over at Cobalt Customs. He says, anything that could get you in trouble. Yeah, Blaine, you know what? I live a life of constantly being on the verge of trouble, so
Yeah.
I'm an outlaw. No, I'm kidding. But no, I really do think like being able to just ask whatever's on your mind is good, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's all the questions that we had for this week.
Okay.
But next week, I'm thinking we'll try to pick one or two and maybe elaborate on them all a little more.
I am just trying to decide what day would be best for me to do this.
Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later.
I know.
Well, I know you know.
Oh. Seriously, why you cut me off?
I'm not cutting you off, but we can talk about what day later on. But we just needed to end it. We need to stick to the script.
Oh, now you're concerned, but when you were winning a knife, you weren't concerned.
Don't be rude. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. Be sure to subscribe, give us a rating, leave an honest, thoughtful review. We appreciate the constructive criticism, and share it with your friends. Okay?
Maybe. Well, I'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you guys again for listening. Have a good one. We'll talk to you in the next one.
Bye.
Peace.